Oh, I didn't know I did that. Okay. I don't know if anybody heard that. It actually tells you. Okay. It's the first time I've heard that. All right. So I already talked about the camera. I would encourage you though to at least have a picture of yourself because it's nice to see how you guys look like. I know, Snoop Dogg is awesome. I love my some Snoop Dogg, but I definitely would like to see how you look like. So for the next class, if you can, definitely upload a picture of yourself on the Zoom so that I could get an idea of who you are. Okay. If you feel comfortable doing that, make sure it's an appropriate picture, right? All right. And then the next thing, so mute yourself. I know sometimes with background noises, we might be in a space where, there might be some cars in the back, dogs in the background. You're probably going to hear at one point my dog barking. So just sorry, FYI. But if you can, just feel free to mute yourself throughout the session, especially if you're in a loud environment. Okay. Rename yourself if you haven't already for your first and last name, or if you have a preferred name. Again, I like to go by Angie. So if there's a name that you rather me call you, then feel free to do that as well. Just go ahead and let me know in the chat that you like to be called so and so. And then lastly, with connectivity issues, I mean, it's going to happen. It happened to me earlier today. So I know it does happen again. If you have any issues getting into the Zoom session, try to fix the problem. You could exit. And if you can't fix it in like 5 minutes, then it's okay. You don't have to attend the session. You just could go ahead and record, see the recording that I'll be posting later. All right. Now, if I get disconnected, same thing. I'll try to come back like in 5 minutes. But if it's been more than 5 minutes, I don't want you guys to just be sitting here like staring at each other. You know what I mean? So if I'm not back in 5 minutes, just think of the class over. And then again, I'll probably just post the recording later on the Canvas page. Okay. So if you guys have any questions about these ground rules, feel free to let me know in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Again, I'll probably remind you all in our next class session as well. Yes, Leonardo?
Hi, yeah. It's a question, but it's nothing to do with the ground rules. It's more with the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there any like update when it would be up?
Yeah, I'm going to be having it published at the end of the class.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for asking. Welcome. I do have some new students coming in. Welcome, welcome. Get yourself situated. I just went over some ground rules, which you can see on the screen. Okay, really the main thing for the new students who came in, this session is recorded. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing your face, feel free to have your camera off. And then I did mention if for next class to have a picture of yourself so I can get an idea of who you look like. Okay. And then a student did ask Leonardo that about the Canvas page. Okay, so I will have it published later in when we have towards the end of the class. And I am still working on it. I sometimes could overthink things, so I just apologize for that. So it's going to be very plain today, but just know that it'll be viewable for everybody. And then I'll probably put more stuff on there in the rest of the week. Okay. Okay, so for today's agenda, I'm going to go over what Counseling 20 is. I know most of you probably were recommended this class, maybe through a counselor. So sometimes some students don't even know what the class is about. So I'm going to go over what it is. Maybe some of you recommended through a friend or a peer, maybe your brother and sister, things like that. But I do like to go over this because for some students, maybe this class may not be as beneficial. So if you feel that it's not, then you may want to switch it to some different class, right? So that's why I'm going to go over that first. Second, course expectations, deadlines, an About Me page, and then again, the last thing we're going to do is the Canvas page, okay? And then welcome, I did see one student come in as well. Okay. Okay, so here's just a course description of what the class is about. So this class is a CSU UC transferable course. Later in the semester, we're really going to dive in of what this actually means. But just know that it does count for transferable if you're planning to apply to like a Cal State or a University of California school. It is worth 3 units, which I think is amazing because usually a lot of these classes are only worth 1 unit. So for it being a 3-unit class, I think that's great. This is just a description of it, which, excuse me, I'm pretty sure most of you have already read it, maybe through the class information. Really, the main thing I like to describe this class is just one, learning how to be successful, like a successful college student, as well as learning about the resources at Santa Monica College. This is really great for our first year students because you guys are new to college, and it does help you understand, what are some resources, how to best utilize those resources so that, when you're here in the next 2 years, you guys already know what's available for you and you can take advantage of those opportunities, right? Here are some topics of what we're going to go over in the class. So the first is motivational goal setting. I'm a big goal person. I just think that once you set goals, and you reasonable goals, right? It does help you find a purpose and a direction. So it makes it easier for you to follow through and get stuff done. So we'll have a big assignment on that. Time management is another huge part as well. Finance, I actually minored in finance, so I really love anything regarding finance. So we'll have fun things about that. Educational planning. This is going to be maybe like a 2 class day assignment or going into depth with educational planning. I do have you guys plan for the next 2 semesters in your, regarding your major or your career interest. Very, very helpful. So I hope a lot of people usually like this assignment. Majors and careers. I think this is great for students who maybe are not sure about what major they want to pursue, or maybe they're not sure what careers your major can, deal with. Because some students, they may pick more of those liberal arts kind of degrees and they're not really sure what to do with them. So we're going to dive into that as well. Health, stress management, especially during this time of the pandemic, right? Pretty sure some of us dealt with some health or stress related issues. And then diversity and communication. Okay, again, there's going to be other topics as well, but these are kind of the main ones we're going to focus on. Okay, so some student learning outcomes. So by the end of this course, you all will understand major career exploration and career services. I'll be honest, I'm still debating. I used to have students meet like a required, like had to meet with the counselor, a career counselor. And I do find that the students who do meet with them, they're like really beneficial and helpful. But I also understand that scheduling could always be an issue. So just know that maybe this year I may not require you to meet with the career counselor, but we'll go over the career services and how to navigate that. And if I don't make it a requirement, I just might make it like extra credit or something like that. Okay. You will have identified time management practices. I'll probably have you keep like a weekly journal and practice how to, find ways to manage your time a little bit better. Demonstrate an awareness of understanding college resources, and then create an academic plan for 2 semesters. Okay. Yeah, hi Sergio. So sorry, you probably came in a little bit later. Yeah, so the Canvas page, I'm gonna publish it at the end because I'm gonna go over it with everybody. So it hasn't been published yet. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so some deadlines. So I definitely want to remind you all about when the last day to drop classes. Okay, so the last day to receive a refund for the classes is September 12th. Okay, so you have some time to think about it. Again, I know with circumstances, you may need to make some changes. So I just want to make sure you're aware about at least getting the refund back if you need to get a refund. To avoid a W on your transcript, it's also going to be September 12th. Okay, so if you don't want a W stands with withdraw, which it doesn't impact your GPA. So that's a good thing about it. So if you just don't want to have that on your transcript, you just want to make sure to drop the class, whether it's my class or a different class by September 12th. The third is that if you want a W, which I know some students are like, why would I want a W? So sometimes it's better to get a W than an F, right? Because like I said, the W doesn't impact your GPA, but the F does. So if, at any point you forget about this class or you forget about another class, you stop attending it or whatever, just make sure to at least drop it by November 20th, because you will get a W, but again, W is better than an F so that your GPA doesn't get impacted. Okay. And then the last, to request a pass or no pass grade, it's November 20th. So this particular class, you will get an official grade. Okay, so by the end of the semester, some of you will get your traditional, A, B, C, hopefully not D and F, but whatever grade you end up getting, that's what you're going to get. You could switch this class to a pass or no pass grade, which means that even if you get like an A in the class, it won't show an A on your transcript. It'll just show that you passed. Okay, which some students find that beneficial. Maybe not for you guys. Most students do want like an actual grade, but if you do want to switch it, you have until November 20th. Okay, and I'll put all this information again on our Canvas page, and I probably will send you emails and things like that to remind you, like, hey, this is the last day to drop. If you feel like, especially if I haven't seen any activity from you guys, I would probably say maybe you should drop the class because I ain't trying to fail you. So just know that I will send this out as well. Okay. Required course materials. So some of you may have seen an email from me yesterday. A student did ask about the textbook and things like that. So I purposely made this class a zero cost class. So you're not going to purchase any materials for my class, okay? Anything that requires you to fill out like forms, documents, things like that, I will provide for you, whether that's like a PDF file or a Word document. The textbook as well as downloadable, and I will put that on the Canvas page. Same thing, PDF or Word. So you have both of those options. And then lastly, I did want to provide for any student that may want to get a Chromebook. They are offering this program. And if you are interested to get a Chromebook for this semester, then just go ahead and send me an email so that I can assist you with getting one. Okay, definitely helpful, very beneficial, especially I think it's better than being on your phone. And I know sometimes students only have their phone. So definitely if you're interested in getting a Chromebook, go ahead and let me know. Okay, so office hours and emailing me. So my office hours are by appointment only. So you definitely want to go ahead and email me with the best days and times that you're available, and then we'll figure out a way of how to meet. I'm available through Zoom, phone, or Canvas chat. I am going to set up a separate phone where you guys can send me text messages as well. So that'll be in the future. And I'll provide you with the restrictions and things like that, because I don't want you guys to be messaging me at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? I'll be asleep. But I'll have that as well, because I know most students prefer the text messaging as well. But just know that I'm available. I try to answer emails like really quickly, because I know with this online format, it could be very difficult. But appointment wise, I have these options as of right now. So you could always email me and we can set up a time. Okay. Definitely recommend you make a couple of friends in class so that you can have their emails. If there's any questions, you guys could always ask each other as well. And then if you ever have a personal question or any concern, please let me know as soon as possible. Okay. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to judge you. Things happen, right? Just let me know in advance. That's my biggest thing. I love communication. So as long as you communicate with me, I know sometimes it could be embarrassing or uncomfortable. Just let me know. Okay. I'm really like not a judgmental person. You just have to let me know, and try to let me know before it becomes too late, because I know some students, like, they'll avoid it. it's the last day of class, and then they'll kind of tell me all of this, and I'm like, oh, it's the last day of class, there's not much I could do. So just let me know in advance if there is something going on. Maybe you need more time to finish an assignment, things like that. Just let me know. I'm pretty understanding. Okay. So just some expectations. So for me, as your instructor, I will communicate to you via school email address, announcements, and Canvas inbox. Okay, so I'll be on top of that. I know the Canvas page, should have already been up, but it will. So just FYI, but everything will be on there for the most part. I will respond to your email or phone messages within 24 to 48 hours. This is Monday through Friday. Okay, I do want to have a balance of my life, which includes Saturdays and Sundays. But Monday through Friday, I will be on top of it, of any emails or phone messages that you have for me. Monitor all discussions and provide feedback to the entire class when needed, at least weekly. So I'll probably have you guys do discussion posts, sometimes weekly, bi-weekly. I'll go in there just to make sure everything is appropriate, as well as providing feedback. Then provide individual feedback on assignments, paper projects within 1 week of the due date. I personally don't like to have you wait weeks to know what your grades are, because when I was a student, that would frustrate me the most, when professors would take like a month to know what your grade was for the assignment. And I don't like that. Okay. So I promise to really, every time there's an assignment within the week of the assignment is due, I will provide you with the grade, with any feedback. I'm also very understanding in regards to if you personally feel that you could have had a different grade. Maybe you're like, I think I deserved a B versus a C, then come talk to me. This is a discussion between you and I and us. And if you personally feel like the grading wasn't fair, I'm open, to hear you out. But just know I will be on top of the grading. Okay, that's for sure. One thing I'm good at. I can grade those things really, really quickly. I'm going to work with you so that you'll have a successful learning experience in the course. And then I am going to provide all course material in an accessible format. So this is also upon you. If you're not able to view certain documents, then just let me know. Say, you know what, I can't view the textbook in either format. Is there another format? And I could always try to figure out how to get you different versions of the book or the assignment, etc. Okay? And then lastly, create a fun and positive, engaging, and respectful environment. Okay, I try to be as optimistic and kind of lively as possible, especially with this online environment. It can be very difficult. And I really love to learn from everyone. Okay, I don't feel like age means that I know more than you. I feel like experience does. So I'm excited to also learn from you guys. You guys know a lot of stuff. So definitely encourage you as well to speak up, share some ideas, because I could always learn from you as well. Okay, so just some expectations from me. If there is other expectations that you want from me, feel free to let me know. Again, I'm open to hearing, if there's something that you want for me to do or help you with, just go ahead and let me know. Okay. Some general course expectations. Okay, so each student has the right to his or her opinion. Equally be respectful to others. Okay, this is a big one. I did experience this last year. We all have different opinions, and that's what they are, right? They're not facts, they're opinions. So, I don't want you guys to get in discussions, like heated discussions within each other. Please keep it very respectful, because again, we have our own opinions on certain things. Okay. Secondly, each student has a right to courtesy. Students who are rude or display hostility will be reported to the campus disciplinarian for further action. I don't like to do this. I have done this before. Okay, so it was my first year teaching, and it was a big situation. It's not a pretty picture. Nobody wants to go over there and everything like that, right? So please be very, hostile, and just keep it together. If you need to step away, maybe there's a topic or a discussion that's happening and you don't agree with it, and you personally feel like you need to step away, step away. again, these keep emphasizing these meetings, they're recorded, so you could always view the material if that's what you feel comfortable with. I don't want you to be in here if it feels like you may not enjoy the conversation. You could always leave and come back, or just leave and watch the recording. Okay. Third, each student has the right to privacy. So whatever is posted or discussed must not be shared outside of the class environment. Okay, same thing goes with like the pictures of the Zoom, right? Since I am wanting for you guys to show pictures on your little Zoom screens, please don't take pictures of take a screenshot of somebody else and share it around, because it is, that's their privacy. So make sure that if you wanted to share something, you ask for them, first, and see if it's okay. But yeah, please don't share anything outside of the class. All students must use college appropriate language in discussion, assignments, and communicating with instructor and fellow classmates. Okay, this should probably be a given, but please don't use any foul language. If it is, it'll not be okay. Also, on any assignments, you would definitely get low points on that, or I will not accept it. Any student not in attendance or participating, meaning not submitting work, taking quizzes, etc., for 2 weeks may be dropped from the class. Okay. Like I said with the deadlines before, I do want you to be on top of it, but if I personally see that you have not been active at all, I will send you an email saying, hey, what's been going on? Are you planning to attend my class anymore? If not, I haven't seen you review the recordings. I haven't seen any assignments from you. I suggest you drop my class. But if I don't see any response, then I will go ahead and drop you, because again, I don't want you to fail my class. I'd rather you just drop it and, deal with that as well. Okay. There are no scheduled meetings on campus. Okay, so it's a question I did get asked about this. No, there's no meetings on campus. Everything's going to be through Zoom. So don't worry, you don't have to go to campus for this particular class. There will be live meetings every Tuesday and Thursdays from 12:45 to 2:05. Personally, I think I would end the class at 2 o'clock, around there. Again, I like to have the last 10 minutes to have you guys ask questions if you have any, just because you guys are already here. So I just think it'll be beneficial for both of us to just kind of stay here. And if you have any questions, you could just ask me right now instead of emailing me, or, find another time. But so just know, again, I might end up having you guys leave a little bit early. Okay. And then classes will not go over that time. So we'll leave a little bit early, but I will never have you stay after 2:05. Okay. Because again, I want to respect your time. So that's why I won't have it go over the 2:05. And then, as I mentioned, the course is recorded and it will be uploaded to the Canvas page on the same day of the live recording. Okay, so for today, at the end of the day, I will be posting this recording to our Canvas page. So again, if you're not able to stay the full meeting and you need to go, or have an emergency, etc., you could just view the recording today. Okay, and by all means, if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know throughout. And then, hi, welcome, Jimena. We're just going over some course expectations and general information for today, but just know that the class is recorded. So I know you missed a couple of information in the beginning. You could always view the recording later. Okay, so some student expectations. So these are expectations that I have for you all, okay? The first is that I'm gonna have you complete a little assignment that it's not gonna be due by Friday. I need to change that. I'm gonna make it due by next Tuesday, just to give you more time. I know usually the first week is very hectic, and this is more just so I can get to know you a little bit better. By the way, I don't do icebreakers. I don't, if anyone was like, where's the icebreaker? I don't like them. So I personally don't like them. They're uncomfortable. If you like them, I'm so sorry. Feel free to let me know if there's any icebreakers you would like. But I personally, I just feel like they're uncomfortable and I never liked them as a student. So this is my way to get to know you. I'm also, at the end, I'm going to have you guys answer a question and That'll be the icebreaker for today. But yeah, there's not going to be a full on icebreaker. But I am going to have you fill out like a couple of questions later on in the week, just so that I can get to know you a little bit better. Okay. Definitely review the syllabus. I haven't sent it out because I am still working on the assignments. Again, this time around, I wanted to do some things different. I usually have quizzes, but now I'm thinking not. I could tell you this much. There's going to be 5 major assignments, which is based on the topics that I talked about earlier, like the time management, ed plan, those things. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the quizzes this semester. So again, I will update you on this. Once the syllabus is ready, I will email that out to you with all the information. So once it's sent out, please review it. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Okay. Definitely check announcements, okay, on Canvas page. I will always be putting announcements on there, any events that are coming up. Please check your email account, right, your school email account. I do have the ability to send emails to your personal email. If anybody is opposed to that, because I know some students, like, they want to keep things separate, right, the school and their personal. So if you don't want me to send any emails to your personal email, just let me know. Okay. And then, of course, check your Canvas inbox as well. Everything will be there. Any announcements or emails and things like that. Review the calendar for due dates. In the Canvas page, when I put all the assignments on there, it will show you a whole calendar of when those assignments are due. So you will get reminders about that. Participate in discussion posts. This is how we help with the whole online environment, so you guys could feel like you guys are in class. I don't do weekly discussions. I do, again, bi-weekly or maybe once a month. Turn in your own work. Okay, so make sure that it is your work you're submitting, it's not somebody else's, that's been thoughtfully completed. Proofread for any errors in spelling and grammar. This is not an English class, so I'm not going to be too like particular with that. But you know, if you don't really proofread it, it's gonna be difficult for me to understand what you're saying, and then that causes me to maybe not give you a good score. So definitely recommend for any writing assignments that I have, just try to proofread it, read it out loud once. Does it sound okay? If it doesn't sound okay, then you may need to revise it. But I won't dock you points for like missing, punctuation or, things like that. I probably won't dock you points. Communicate with your instructor, so me, right, for any problems or confusion well in advance of the due date. Okay, kind of similar to what I said earlier. I'm very understanding as long as you communicate to me. Please don't let it fester. Please don't just sit there and like avoid it. Just talk to me. And then, if again you need more time on an assignment, or maybe unfortunately, God forbid, but you need time off because there was something in your family and you can't attend, I could understand. You just have to let me know. Communicate with me, okay? Complete all discussion assignments, online quizzes, and or exams on time. I don't have a final exam. No final exam. I do have a midterm, which is usually around 50 questions, multiple choice. Okay, so just put that out there. No exam, but there is going to be a midterm. Student with disability statement. So if anyone here is within this parameters of students with disabilities, feel free to let me know how I can make this class more accessible and meet accommodations. Okay, you could always reach out to the Disabled Student Services. They could provide you with test taking or other accommodations to help you, pass your classes. If you need more time on your exam, like the midterm that I mentioned, let me know. I can extend the time for that. If you need a specific print version of something, again, go ahead and let me know. I can't ask you directly due through laws and things like that, but you guys know who you are, and if you feel like you do need these accommodations, just go ahead and let me know how I can make this more accessible for you. Student well-being statement. So, some of us may experience a range of these issues, such as anxiety, depression, interpersonal or sexual violence, grieving, sleeping, loss, grief, and alcohol drug problems. We do have a wellness and well-being center on campus and obviously virtual. So again, if you are experiencing anything like this, you could definitely, talk to me about it. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me about it, you could always reach out to the Center of Wellness and Wellbeing. Okay. And again, same thing, just communicate with me. If, things happen and if you just need extra time, whatever it may be, just let me know. And I'll put all this information on our campus page. Okay. Okay, so about me. So just to give you an idea of who I am, so you guys don't, get an idea of what your professor is like. So I just went ahead and put a couple of pictures on here to best describes me. Obviously, this is just a little bit about me. There's more about me. And by the way, if you guys are curious and have questions of who I am, I'm pretty open. You could just ask me, okay? If you're have any questions, just feel free to ask me, okay? But just to go over who I am. So again, my name is Angelica Gonzalez. I do like to go by Angie, more so because a lot of people would call me Angela, which is a pretty name, but it's not my name. And I would get frustrated with that. So if you call me Angela, I would probably be upset because I really, really, my whole life, Angela. People get lazy and they don't say Angelica. So Angie, okay, that I would like to go by that, but you can call me Professor Gonzalez, Professor Angelica, okay, just not Angela. Okay. My educational journey. So I did go to a community college as well. Mine was a little bit different than maybe some other people, but I was not a good student in high school. I actually didn't graduate. And that was a whole high school issue. But I ended up going to a community college and because of my friend, she essentially was like, help me take a class because she didn't want to do a class by herself. So I was like, okay. So I ended up taking one class and then one every semester I would take one class. And then I finally decided maybe this is something that I would like to continue. It took me 4 years to transfer out. And I know it's a long time, especially for the 17, 18-year-olds in here. You're probably thinking, 4 years. Like, and it is, it is a long time. But I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. They never offered classes like this when I was a student, right off of high school. And I wish they would have because I would have at least got some path. It did take me 2 solid years to at least have like a an idea of what I wanted to do. And then the next 2 years was actually getting those classes so that I can transfer out, right? So yeah, it took me 4 years to transfer out. And at the time I was like, well, this is what I'm going to do. I end up going with psychology as my interest. So that's what I end up transferring out and got my degree in liberal arts with the psychology as an option. I transferred to Cal State Northridge, if anybody knows where that's at. That's where I did my psychology with the minor in finance. Okay. When I got to CSUN, it took me 2 years to finish the degree. So it took me longer to transfer than actually getting my bachelor's degree because at that point I knew what I wanted to do, right? So 2 years to get my bachelor's with my minor. And then after that, I decided to get a master's degree also at Cal State Northridge. So I have a master's in counseling and I specialize in college counseling, which is why I love college students and why I'm teaching this class. I just love talking to college students. So that's kind of my journey in a nutshell. So I do understand for the students who don't know what they want to do. I'm very happy and glad that you are in this class because I really believe it could help you, at least help you figure out a path, instead of having 4 years of what I did of just taking random courses, right? So that's just an idea, or just to give you an idea of my educational journey. I do work here. I've been teaching here for 4 years, something like that. This is the first time teaching online through Zoom. I've done regular online, in person, but online through Zoom is definitely a new for me. So again, we can learn from each other. So if there's something that you feel I could improve on, definitely let me know. I'm open to hearing all your suggestions. Okay. I am a full-time counselor at Cal State Northridge as well. So you'll see me be, well, if you ever go over there, you'll see me there. And then I teach here. So I love both things. I've been doing counseling at Cal State Northridge for 5 years, and I specifically work with students in the engineering fields. So I have a pretty good array of what STEM fields are and careers related to that. Okay. And this is just a picture of me when I graduated in my bachelor's degree, which is why it says 2015. I did graduate with my master's in 2017. I don't have a picture because it was a fun night and I didn't have a good picture, so I went with this one. Okay. Now, on the left-hand side of that is you'll see water. So I live in the desert. I'm not going to say exactly where I live, but it's in the desert. And I grew up never with the pool. I don't know how to swim. Okay, so if you throw me in there, I would just flap around and drown. And because I haven't really been around water when I was little, I love water now. So anything with large bodies of water, I absolutely love it. This was taken in Lake Tahoe for anyone who has been to Lake Tahoe. It's a beautiful place. Even if you haven't been, definitely go. The water's super clear. So yeah, I love water. If you guys have any recommendations for like water, waterfalls, beaches, let me know. Below that, I love anime. I'm big cartoon fan, big anime fan. I used to be very embarrassed to talk about this because I'm 30 years old and you know, you're just like, you're 30 years old, you shouldn't be watching this, but I love it. So this is one of my favorite anime shows. It's My Hero Academia. If any of you love anime and would like to recommend me some, please do. I don't like Attack on Titan. If anybody's watched that one's a little too gruesome with the teeth and the, yeah, don't like that. But any other academic, you know, kind of anime I really, really love. Definitely any suggestions, let me know. On the right hand side is my dog Coco. So again, like I said, he might bark throughout some time, so you'll see him probably or hear him bark. He is amazing and I love him and he's spoiled. So that's what he looks like. And then above that is a picture and it says, when you start and finish a full drama series in one night. I really love K-dramas, Korean dramas. I've been watching K-dramas since Netflix came out, or when I discovered Netflix in 2009. So same thing as anime. If anybody loves Korean dramas, please send them my way. I could finish one drama. Oh yeah, I'm getting some suggestions. Yes. Okay, Hunter Hunter. Okay, I'm gonna watch that. Save here. Okay, good. You guys, I'm waiting to hear the suggestions. Please let me know. I could watch a full show in the same day. Ooh, thank you. Okay, I'm definitely gonna write those down. Yeah, so if you ever see me with like dark circles, it's most likely I either binge a K drama or binged a anime show. And the animes, for anyone who does watch those, usually those are 30 minutes, so you can get through the seasons like this, right? Or 30 minutes. So, but yeah, thank you for your suggestions. Nice, yay! Because I've been watching the same things over and over again. Okay, and then the thing in the middle is it's a sweetbread. So I'm Mexican American, and I love puerquitos. They're like a sweet bread that looks like a pig, and honestly, it doesn't taste like a pig. So it's just a sweet bread, like a cinnamon kind of bread. I honestly like it because I like to like take the little feets out, like I don't know why. I know it's probably weird, but yeah, I love porquitos. They're like my favorite thing in the world. I know some of you guys like them. Yeah, with milk. Yes, yes. So, and by the way, I'm open to you guys eating. I know we have this class during like a weird lunchtime. If you guys, want to eat throughout the class, have suggestions on good snacks, please bring them. Like eat them throughout the class. It's fine. But yeah, so that's just kind of an idea, just so you guys can get in of who I am. Hopefully that kind of puts it a little bit perspective. And again, if you guys have any other questions about me, go ahead and ask. Again, I'm pretty open to answering any questions that you have about me. And thank you so much for the suggestions. I am so happy I put this on there because I've been wondering what else to watch. Oh, I love llamas. Sorry, that's another thing. So, yeah, I don't know why. They're cute and they're fluffy, and I love llamas. Uh, and I do speak Spanish. That's another reason why I put this picture. It says hola, so obviously Mexican American. Only because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I speak Spanish, right? Because I know some people think, well, like, obviously you're Mexican. Why don't you speak Spanish? Some of us, like my brother, he didn't get raised speaking Spanish, but I did. And I like to emphasize that because I have students in the past who prefer that I communicate with them in Spanish. Okay, so if anybody here prefers me to, answer your emails in Spanish, have our personal one-on-one meetings in Spanish, etc. Maybe you need me to kind of put the documents in Spanish. Let me know. My Spanish is good. It's not perfect, okay. Especially when I'm talking in front of like a lot of people, I get like all nervous. But it's good enough where I can speak and write Spanish proficiently. So yeah. So hola, buenos dias, buenas tardes. Pretty good with Spanish. So if anybody needs those translations, one day I'll get into Korean. I'm taking a Korean class this semester, so when I learn Korean, watch out. And then thank you. Some of you guys are putting some good ones in there. Kendrick Lama. All right. Okay, so Instagram profiles that I would recommend you guys to follow. If you do, let me know. I can give you like 5 extra credit points. I love extra credit points. I know it might be an overkill, but you never know if you need those, right? So here are some 3 good ones that I would suggest. The first is the SMC Counseling 20. So this one's specific to our class. I don't personally post on there, but they do put like events that are happening, dates, etc. So definitely that's a good one. Secondly, the general SMC Instagram page. This one I think is really great. So if you haven't already, and I don't know, maybe some of you don't have Instagram anymore, might be out of it, but if you do, I definitely would at least recommend the Santa Monica Instagram page. You have a lot of information there. And then lastly is the SMC Peer Navigators. I'm going to see if I can get a guest speaker to come and talk about that. It's really designed for first year students to kind of help you, navigate the college life and everything like that. So definitely recommend if you haven't followed these, go ahead and follow them, or if any of the other SMC accounts. And if you do, let me know and I can give you 5 extra credit points. Okay. All right. And then the last thing on our presentation for today is quote of the day. So I love quotes. And again, with the extra credit, if you guys have any great quotes, it could be from anywhere. I also love movies. I didn't put that on the slide, but I'm a big movie fan. But books, movies, like any quotes, if you guys have any good ones, send them my way. And I will showcase it on here and I'll give you 5 extra credit points. Okay. For today, I wanted to end with this quote. One of the best things you can do to improve the world is to improve yourself. This is by Jen Sincero. This is by a great book called You Are a Badass. Excuse my language. I know I said you can't be using profile language. This is a one time. But this is a great book. And I really love this quote. I think hopefully this class, by the end of it, there is something that we can learn from each other and improve in one way or another. So that's why I thought it'd be great to end the day with this particular quote. So again, quotes, send them my way. It could be a little picture. It could be a music quote, picture, movie, whatever, anime, doesn't matter. And if I find a good one, I'll showcase it on next class and give you 5 extra credit points. Okay. All right, so that'll be it for the presentation piece of it. The rest of it, we're gonna just go over the Canvas page, okay? I think there was a student who said that maybe they needed to head out. So if you do, again, just view the recording, no problem. But what I do want everyone to do is to log on to their Canvas page so we can kind of go through it together. Plus, sometimes the view from mine is different from the student view. So I definitely want to see if there is an issue, then you guys could just let me know right now so that I can fix it. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into Canvas. Oh, great question. So where do you guys send me the codes? You could just email it to me. You could put it on my Canvas, send me a Canvas post or whatever. Yeah, so email, or you can send me a little Canvas message with the quote. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yay, I'm excited for quotes. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into Canvas. And then let me share here. Okay. And I'm going to kind of go through the steps for any students who may not be aware how to log into Canvas, but if you are, you're great. But this is a CSUN, oh my gosh, CSUN, this is where my brain and two different jobs, right? This is the SMC website. And at the top, you'll see where it says login. So this is where you can go to Canvas and log into the Canvas page. So I'll go ahead and do that. I forgot my password. Okay. Okay, so here to give you information, as you can see down here, would be all the classes that you're probably taking this semester, and then you'll notice that ours is not published yet, but I will do that. And again, it's pretty sad today, but it will be colorful and beautiful later on, okay? So now that I've published it, is anyone not able to see it? Maybe you need to refresh the page. Let me actually go over here. So if anyone maybe can confirm if they could
I
see
see
the,
it.
thank you. Okay, so let's see here. Let me do student view just in case. Okay. So really the main thing I'm gonna be posting on here is on the left-hand side, discussion. So for our class icebreaker activity, we're gonna go ahead and do a discussion, and then you guys would be free to go. I'll put the grades here. So all the assignments, I will list them here. Like I said, I will be grading these weekly, so you will know what your grade is in the class. It should not be a surprise what you're getting at the end of the semester, okay? It would be all here. Modules. So this is where majority of the class information is gonna be found. Can you guys see this right here? The modules where it says getting started with class? If
Yep.
not, yeah, okay, thank you. All right. So really all the information I kind of went over is already on here. The syllabus, again, I'll put more information on here. So again, that's what the PowerPoint was for, just to kind of show you what all this is for. So here where it says 0 textbook cost, this is where you can download it as a PDF or as a Microsoft Word. You should be able to just click on it, or maybe not. So this is where I need to fix problems like this. Don't worry, the first week I'm not gonna have you guys really use the book for the most part. So I'll fix this problem because I think it may not be letting you to download it. So I'll fix it. But this is where you would get it. Okay, so like I said in the email that I messaged everybody, if you did purchase a book, I'm so sorry. I should have sent it out earlier about this. Hopefully you can still return it. So hopefully you didn't open it, but it'll be through here where you can access the book. Okay, and it'll look, because for some reason it really isn't letting me see it. I wonder if I could unclick it. Okay. So it'll look something like this if student success, all the information. Um, what I usually do is I'll put like, okay, this week we're going to be focusing on time management. And then I'll specifically put the page numbers. So I'll say we're going to focus on, pages 42 to 45, just so that you guys don't like scram through it and you guys know where to go. I also usually like specifically download those pages and put it in the module. So don't worry, I'll try to keep it more organized as possible. But if you want to kind of take a look at what the book is about and all the different topics we'll go over, this is what that looks like. Okay. And you don't have to download it as well. You can see how I just clicked on it and it just said, it just kind of do a preview. Because, sometimes we don't want to download a bunch of stuff on our computers and it's like all a mess and everything, right? So you should be able to just click on it and then it'll give you a little preview of what the book is. Let me see the Word one. They both should look the same. Maybe this one's a little slow, but okay. So again, I'll try to fix this problem. And then what I'm going to do, just in case I can't fix it within the week, I'll just send an email and I'll attach both of them. So you guys could have them both. Okay. So that's where the books are. There is a packet that I'm also going to upload on here. I'm deciding which to have, which ones don't. So that's why I didn't have it on here just yet. That one's also going to be PDF and Word. So usually we use that for the educational planning portion of it. The rest, I usually just put everything on Canvas. Like I'll have you fill out or have you do some like quizzes, but they're not really quizzes. It's just for you to turn in the assignments through the Canvas page. Okay, so I'll put that as well. And I'll go over this again when it's more fixed on Thursday's class as well. Okay. Yes, Sergio, that'll be no problem. Okay, and I am 143. Okay, so let me see what else, because I did say I wanted to leave for you guys to have questions. Okay, so that's the book in regards to how to access it. Let's see if there's any other important information here. Finding grades, already talked about that. Etiquette, keep it pretty good. Remember, we're human. We got to respect each other. Just get a little pictograph of that information here. Let's see what else is important for today. Mobile app. Most of us do have phones. I do recommend you download the Canvas app on your phone. There's an Apple, there's also an Android, just so that you don't have to log into your computer or whatever for any notifications. It'll just pop up on your Canvas app. So here's a guide. You could just go to your app store on your phone and just download the Canvas page. I think honestly, this is the best way to be on top of the class. And, I know I'm a student. I'll be honest, you could also do the work. You can submit the work through the Canvas app. So, if you're like, oh, I forgot about this assignment and you're driving to San Jose, well, you could just, you're not driving, maybe you're on the passenger seat. You could just get on your phone and submit the work through there. So I think it's super helpful. Definitely recommend you guys download the Canvas app. And I'll put any important resources and links. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm because I know I wanted to stop around this time. Okay. So any resources and links and things like that, I will put on here. Okay. I already kind of put some, but I will keep this updated as we're going through and things like that. So financial aid, special programs, transfer centers, things like that, I'll put in the college support links. And student lounge. I will never go in here in the student lounge. This is more for you guys. So, you could literally talk bad about me and I would never know because I'm not going to get in here. This is just for you guys. If you guys have any questions and then maybe you guys want to get together, do a little group sesh or whatever have you, or just post a question and see if any of your classmates answer it, then you can go into the student lounge. Again, I will never go in here. Okay, so if you have a question for me, you don't want to post it in here. You just want to go ahead and email me directly or send me a chat. Okay, so this is more for you guys. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Again, it's a little sad, but I will work on it. And then on Thursday's class, if there's any new updated information, I will discuss that. The last thing I want to leave you guys, because I know we're almost at the 150 mark, is our activity for today. So just so you guys get familiar with the discussion piece, on the left-hand side, if you click on discussions, the student lounge should pop up. And then here, I went ahead and put day 1 discussion. Okay. So for today, because we did started late, so I didn't get a chance for the students who came in later to see who's here and who's not and things like that. So for today's attendance, essentially, I'm going to use this to figure out who did attend my class and who didn't, right, etc. So if you could just answer this question, I just provide at least one answer and describe it in one word. And I already got some recommendations. So for the students who recommended stuff, then you guys are, you can just type it in here. But recommend a TV show or a movie. It could be anything. You could recommend a book or even a social media account like a YouTube, Instagram page, TikTok, Twitch, anything like that. And then just describe it in one word. So here's an example. I love Parks and Recreation. It's a show that not a lot of people know about. And my word to describe it is waffles. So, and there's a reason for that. But just to keep it sweet and simple, just go ahead and recommend me. Oh yeah, Michelle? What? Okay. You guys, me and you besties, because not a lot of people know this show and it's hilarious. Anyways, okay, so you probably know about the waffle situation. So for today, what I want y'all to do is just go in here. You could just click where it says reply and then just type in your answer, right? Whatever it is, you could just type it in here. So type answer, right? Whatever it is, whatever show, book, social media account, put one word to describe it, and then post. Okay? If you want, you could definitely, reply to one of your fellow classmates. You don't have to. I know there's like 30 something students in here, so that's going to maybe take a while. But just so that I could get to know what some recommendations are, get to know who you are a little bit, things like that. So once you post your response, feel free to head out or stay if you have any questions, okay? So that's for today's class. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Again, today was more for like the logistic part of it and, just so we can get an idea what the class is about. And then let's see, I see some people over here putting some great recommendations. That's great. Okay, so go ahead and put your discussion post on the Canvas page. And then once you do that, feel free to head out, or if you need to stay behind, let me know. And then I'll go ahead and answer any questions that you have. Okay, I know that there's some students that need to add my class, so you could also stay behind as well. And for everybody else, I'll see you Thursday. All right, so Joseph, yes. So I need to go ahead and email, her name is Elaine. So let me put that in my reminder. So Joseph and last name. Chromebook. Okay, Joseph, so I'll go ahead and send that email and then I'll probably CC you in it. Oh, thank you so much, Maria. You too. And then I'll go ahead and see if we can get that started and get that Chromebook by the end of the week. Okay, Joseph, but you are good to go. If you have any other questions, feel free to stick around. Thank you, Cynthia. Bye, you too. Oh, thank you. Bye, Joseph. Okay, let's see if I have any other questions in here. Okay. And then I know Sergio, do you want to go into a separate breakout room? We could go ahead and do that. Oh, let me stop sharing. I apologize.